Hi, good morning. Welcome. I'm gonna get started in just a minute. Just gonna give people a little bit of time to hop on here, but today we're gonna be talking about, I did a poll yesterday about some of the issues that y'all might be having with social media, and one of the responses was kind of feeling embarrassed or ashamed about taking social media seriously. So I wanted to talk about that today and just share some of my experience with that and some tips for how you can get over it and kind of push past it. Hi! Okay, so I'm gonna get started. First I want to say that it is totally normal to feel embarrassed about being on social media and first about being your authentic self and just showing up, and secondly, it is embarrassing to feel like culturally social media comes off as a little frivolous, not a real job or not a real marketing tool, and you can feel a little bit of shame from outside about focusing on it or taking it too seriously. So that is a totally normal thing to feel. I absolutely feel that way. I've struggled with that. I've been in social media professionally for 6 years, and I'm now over it, but I'm always tempted to say, I do social media, but it's not like that. But it is like that, and let's talk about it, because social media is not just dancing videos, and it's not just pictures of your lunch, although it is those things, and those things are awesome too. But the best way to look at it is that social media is the most easily accessible form of mass communication that we have. Everyone virtually is on social media, and you can access them without having to leave your house, without having to pay a bunch of money, without having to call up your local TV station and put together a commercial or get on the radio or anything like that. You have access to billions of people. Now, are you going to reach billions of people? Probably not. But they're there, and you have access to them in a way that you don't have in any other way in your life, in marketing. This is the only way where you can get to those people, and you can get to them specifically, and you can get to them with your information. The only other way that you can reach such a large group of people, I guess, is if you went and stood downtown with like a bullhorn and just yelled about what you do or what your interests are, but you're not going to get a lot of interest that way. And what's great about social media is the people who want to see you, and they want to follow you. And the people who don't want to see you and don't want to follow you just won't. And that's all there is to it. And so if someone is following you or engaging with your content, it's because they want to see it, and that's awesome. And that is another reason why there shouldn't be as much fear about being seen, because, if they're not interested in what you have to say, or if they don't agree, there are trolls on the internet, and they have fun just hopping on people's pages and saying a bunch of nonsense. But that is not the majority of the people that you're going to interact with. Another point that I wanted to bring up is social media is morally neutral. We have kind of, especially if you are older than a 13, there can be kind of a negative connotation to social media. Social media is frivolous, it's a waste of time, it's all about comparing yourself to other people, and social media is just a platform, and that's all it is. And how you use it, and how you post on it, and how you engage with it is going to affect how you experience it. So you, as the user, are in control of what kind of content you see, who you're following, and you can't control what they share, but if they don't share things that you like, then you can stop following them, and you don't have to see their content anymore. And so the same is true for the people who follow you. And if you're in this group, I'm guessing that you are the type of person who wants to keep spreading good on social media. You're not there because you want to drag people down. You're there because you want to share whatever it is that you have expertise in or interest in, and those people want to hear from you. And you are part of actually what elevates social media and brings it not just to a form of mass communication, but then a form of communication and community, back and forth, and a way to talk to each other that, again, we don't have access to. in our everyday lives. And then especially recently, as everyone's been home, social media has been vital for making new friends and keeping up with your old friends and sharing information and learning new skills and all sorts of things. So it's time that we culturally dropped the idea that social media is in and of itself bad or frivolous. It's just a tool, and you can use it how you want to use it. And if a lot of people like you, a lot of awesome women get on there and use it to spread good and spread information and spread knowledge, then we can actually change the connotation of social media moving forward. We can help make the world a better place. And that is a really awesome challenge. Another thing that I want everyone to know is that it is your universal birthright to understand your voice and share it and to be heard. And social media is an incredibly effective tool for that. So sit down, figure out what you want to say, what you want to talk about, meditate, really feel into yourself, and know that it is your right to speak those things. And coming from my perspective, I'll also say, let's make sure they're nice, let's make sure they're kind. And again, if you're in this group, I have full faith that those are the kind of things that you want to share. So as long as you're empowering and you're building the world up instead of tearing it down, know that it's not only your right, but it's your responsibility to say those things, because someone out there wants to hear it and they need to hear it. And why would you hold your voice back from them? Because it could change their life. And that's also really flipping cool. And I also don't want anyone to feel like they have to be limited based on the topic that they cover. So, you know, as we're talking about all of these things, know that they're just as applicable if you are maybe a massage therapist and you want to share to people how to relax or how to take care of their muscles and their body. Or if you are like me and have an Instagram for your dog. I am sure everyone on here is following at least one dog on the internet, and you can't tell me that that doesn't make your life just exponentially better. And so no matter what topic you're talking about, if it's fashion, if you're just vlogging, I love following vloggers and lifestyle vloggers who are real, because I feel like, hey, like I know them, that's my friend. And that's what you're giving to someone else. It's not just technical knowledge, although if you have it, that's also awesome to share. It's the feeling that other people can watch you and say, oh, I feel understood, I feel seen, I feel like this person gets what I'm going through, or just that I understand them and I feel like I have another friend out there in the world, even if they don't know me. And that can be so comforting. I can spend way too much time sitting on TikTok watching lifestyle vloggers because it feels like I'm hanging out with someone. So don't feel like just based on your topic determines whether or not what you have is valuable to say. Because as humans, we're multifaceted, multidimensional, and we have lots of interests in lots of areas that pique our interest, and those things change over time too. And so people may need you now, and then they may grow out of it, or they may grow into needing you, or they may need you forever, or just love hearing what you have to say. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with the topic or what you're talking about. So I've got 3 tips to kind of help you both let go of any sort of embarrassment or fear about showing up in social media, and then also in recognizing kind of what I've been talking about, that it is innately valuable to be on social media. It is neither good nor bad, but it can be helpful when you're sharing the right stuff and when you're letting go of that shame and fear. So my first tip is to plan and be authentic. So kind of jumble those into one, but what I mean by that is first plan the type of content that you want to share. It can be really stressful if every day you're like, oh, I don't know what to share today, or I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know what to put in my caption. So give yourself a little bit of planning, and it doesn't have to be super in-depth. It really depends on what your needs are. But, you know, for me, I'll say I'm planning to share a blog post, or if you go to my Instagram account, you'll see that my page kind of, my grid goes photo, graphic, photo, graphic. So photographic. So it depends on what day it is, what type of content I'm going to be sharing. And sometimes I can use the photo to point back to a blog post, or sometimes you can use the graphic to point back to a photo series. But I've always got a kind of an idea, and I know that I'm going to be sharing information about how to take better pictures of yourself, how to show up online, how to plan for social media, and all of those things. So I have kind of a plan going into it, but it doesn't have to be super in-depth. But if you want to make it more in depth, you can, and I can give you tips later on how to build out a content calendar that can help you kind of take that stress out of strategizing. But for now, just know that if you have kind of an idea, that can be really helpful. And a way to get an idea of that is to say, follow some of your favorite content creators that are in a similar vein as what you're interested in. So for me with social media, I would follow other social media managers or any other kind of business coaches. And if there's a page that I really like, then I will mimic what's on that page. So I just realized that my fan has been on this whole time. I'm so sorry. I hope that's not too distracting. But I will kind of mimic the content that's on that page. And that can help me get a better idea of planning. So if you're a cook, or if you're a massage therapist, or if you're a dog Instagram, go find other accounts that you really like and see what kind of content they post and take inspiration from that. And by be authentic, I think authenticity is really a buzzword. For me, what that has recently been is, a lot of people, especially on Instagram, like to lean towards those longer captions or feel like they need to give a lot of information. But instead of that, you can just say, today I'm not feeling like doing a really long caption. Today I just feel like saying, it's time to get to work, who's in? Today I just feel like saying, who wants to get a cup of coffee? Today I just feel like saying, look at this beautiful mushroom. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just keep it true to your voice. And you don't have to write a long diary post in order to be authentic. You just have to say, kind of think about how you would say it in person. Think about if you were going to call your friend and tell them this thing. How would you say it? And that's your authentic self. Recognize also, this is my second tip, that there is no good enough state. There's no, okay, well, I'm going to wait, and then by the time I have my skills perfected and all of these things, finally I'll be good enough to be on social media. Recognize that a lot of really big content creators and content creators who've blown up and made their complete career just on content creation did not start good enough. They just started making content, and that's the biggest thing to do. Just start. Just get it going. Just sit down and create what you want to create and have fun and do what feels right in your heart and in your soul. You don't have to earn the right to be on social media at all. And like I said, there are people out there who are going to connect with you exactly as you are. And those are the people that you're making content for anyway. So just get out there and start talking to them now. And then this is kind of the trick that I use when I'm about to do something on social media, or if I'm posting something, or if I have any moment that I just go, why did I do that? I just repeat this mantra to myself. I am confident. I am confident. I am confident. I'm confident. I don't have to feel confident, but as long as I'm telling myself that I'm confident, I'm putting that out into the universe, I'm embracing it into myself, and I'm hopefully transmitting that through the energy on social media. And that is what most people are looking for. As long as you're confident, then they know that they can trust you. So repeat to yourself, you are confident, you've got this, what you have to say is worth hearing and worth saying. So those are my 3 tips. I'm gonna summarize them one more time. Plan and be authentic. Recognize that you don't have to earn to be on social media. There's no good enough state. And repeat, I am confident, or any other mantra that makes you feel good about yourself and what you have to offer. So I want to know, what are any other concerns that you have about being seen on social media or focusing on social media that I didn't address? Leave those in the comments, and I will be happy to address them in the future or respond back. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to talking to you again.